Eden's Colleges, An Exploratory Reflection by Regan Duff. So what do we provide exactly at Eden's? Well, in my best summation, I believe that we strive to provide a community of learning whilst utilizing best practice and engaging learners throughout this process. So if I was going to cut to the chase, what exactly do I mean by learning? Well, according to Vail, learning can be considered a way of being, an ongoing set of attitudes and actions by individuals and groups that they employ to try to keep abreast of the surprising, novel, messy, obtrusive, recurring events. A way of being, not just doing, but being. The theoretical framework that I have chosen for this exploratory approach is seated in Vyotsky's social constructed learning theories. According to Vyotsky, social interaction plays a fundamental role in the process of cognitive development. Vyotsky felt social learning precedes development. In his own words, he states, every function in the child's cultural development appears twice, first on the social level and later on the individual level. First between people, interpsychological, and then inside the child, intrapsychological. This applies equally to voluntary attention, to logical memory, and to the formation of concepts. All the higher functions originate as actual relationships between individuals. More specifically, Vyotsky focused on the connections between people and the socio-cultural context in which they act and interact through shared experience. Vyotsky argued that humans use tools that develop from within culture, such as speech and writing, and if I dare say, today, online, to mediate one's social environment. Initially, children develop these tools to serve solely as social function, ways to communicate need. Vyotsky believed that the internalization of these tools leads to higher thinking skills. Promises that we at Eden's have made for 2016. These have been taken from the 2016 College Prospectus. So, we promise, if you study a management degree at Eden's, we will help you, one, understand people and their motivations in order to become a better leader and manager in the ever-changing global and innovative environment. Two, create networking opportunities and develop your entrepreneurial skills. Well, are we there yet? No, not yet. Are we close? No. However, I believe that Eden's has made the first steps in the right direction. Many of our staff have attended field trips around schools in the Auckland region who have already integrated digital collaborative technology. There's a lot of excitement right now, and of course, I am currently taking the postgraduate certificate in applied practice. I believe that as long as we remember where it is we want to go rather than how to get there, then we will get there in the end. So why are we not there yet? Well, before we can help students create networking opportunities in this ever-changing global and innovative world, we as an organization must assimilate the digital literacies needed to navigate, nurture, and develop an acceptable 21st century fluency in our ever-connected world. So where do we begin? We must start by challenging the current constraints that our organization has towards integrating this technology and these systems and these processes. How? Well, we can start by reframing constraints as challenges. Some of the obvious constraints in the past was access to devices. Well, I mean, today everybody, pretty much 99% of our students carry smartphones. The Wi-Fi reliability, this is something that we've been sorting out for the last year and a half, and things are really starting to move. Incompatibility issues, this is something that we continue to work towards. However, the cloud has made a lot of this easier. Staff knowledge about technology integration. Well, like I said before, many of our staff have been attending field trips to learn more about this technology. And yes, I know the best practice consensus is still not out, and that is why I am involved in this exploratory approach, where I really want to see how this technology shapes up and how it can actually help our students in a practical way. However, I believe it all begins with the teachers. And by teachers, I mean educators. According to Kavanaugh, Sessoms, and Drexler, it is important that educators model and facilitate the process necessary to scaffold personal learning for students. This includes practicing digital responsibilities, digital literacy, organizing content, socializing, collaborating, synthesizing, and creating. Yes, it begins with the teachers modeling this process. By educators, I mean facilitators and thought provokers who, from their position of influence, help learners emerge upon a digitally centered inquiry approach to the acquisition of a knowledge domain. In a school of business such as Eden's, there is no reason why this could not be our students. I mean, really? Why not? Our students are a multicultural community of dynamic professionals aching to be engaged. We must engage our students as part of this process. What process do I mean exactly? The process of engaging with the digitally connected worlds. Give students the tools, the scaffolding, and most importantly, the confidence to make decisions based upon their most well-informed judgment. We must not only engage our learners, but trust that their involvement in the process is crucial for Eden's success. So what exactly is my current role at Eden's? Well, officially I'm employed as the academic English teacher. However, my unofficial mandate is provide students with the skills, knowledge, and attributes necessary to gain high-paying employment here within New Zealand. Yes, this is a big ask, but it's an exciting one. The content covered. Well, in short, I focus in several areas: argument creation and support, critical thinking, which also covers areas of creative thinking, lateral thinking, negotiation and presentation, and of course, academic English writing. So how do we bring it all together? How do we take these digital devices that are connected to the cloud and somehow integrate that with my deliverables? I mean, it would be nice if all the students could sit around on beanbags and play with their iPads, but I don't think we're quite there yet. I mean, the question, I guess, is how do you create a meaningful context in a 24/7 connected world when there's so many distractions, when it's so difficult to discern what is useful information, what is spam, what is just there to waste our time? it can be a very challenging place to navigate for not only the students, but the teachers, administrators, stakeholders as a whole. However, being connected potentially allows for 24/7 collaborative learning. And this is one of the things that I'm most excited about. According to Gockile, the term collaborative learning refers to an instruction method in which students at various performance levels work together in small groups towards a common goal. One of the things that I've spent a lot of time going over with my students is actually teaching meta learning skills, specifically critical thinking strategies. We've played around a lot with de Bono's 6 thinking hats. However, once students leave the classroom, they're back to their lives, back to their jobs, back to the content classes, and I wonder, why does it have to stop there? Why can't we put this out into the digital space, into the networks that thrive? This has led to a fascination for me with networks and their structure. According to Siemens, a network can simply be defined as connections between entities. Computer networks, power grids, and social networks all function on the simple principle that people, groups, systems, nodes, entities can be connected to create an integrated whole. For me, this is exciting. Therefore, a network-based collaborative approach to critical thinking and learning is very likely to be superior. I think, though, like a lot of older generations, we struggle with the idea of letting go and trusting that somehow by letting it go into the cloud, that everything's going to be okay. Well, let's take a look now at the model that I propose. Cloud-based mastermind groups. The concept basically is myself, my students, management, we can all see the value of strategies and tactics such as de Bono's 6 thinking hats and other critical thinking and creative strategies. But how about if we could apply them and have them work within the cloud itself? One idea that I have is to create a cluster of students within a network, then introduce a challenge or opportunity to the cluster or to the network, apply critical thinking strategies and a number of rules and processes that are student governed, and out pops a deliverable. This, I believe, could add huge value to what we are doing as an organization. This is the area that I want to spend the next 6 months of my life looking into. I want to see how the network effect plays out. I want to discover and look at groupthink and look at ways in which we can really maximize potential of this network effect. So what about scalability? Well, in the cloud, scalability is one of the things it's known for. Some research that I recently came across that's so fascinating by Centola and Baron Chelik of Annenberg School of Communication, University of Pennsylvania. They have proven that once a network reaches 25 participants, its functionality in regard to emerging on a cultural norm is almost identical to a global network. Well, I'm pretty sure that I could get 25 willing students here at Eden's, and maybe, just maybe, we can change the world.